Okay, I'm back. And I am using a pair of earbuds that are pretty good. And essentially what I'm doing is, well, how I put this? I want to talk about G and other Street Fighter characters. Do this.
I am the world president.
Come against him. So here's my thing about G. He's arguably more dangerous than Gil and Urien and even Bison. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, well,
1,000 miles begins with a single step.
how I put this? You can probably tell what I'm about to do when I have him in this position, but yeah. So my thing is this. He is a special kind of evil. The kind of evil who doesn't believe they're evil. So therefore they're going to do very extreme shit. That's leading to more and more and more unfortunate deaths and misery and things of that nature. Great example of what I'm talking about, Gil. He claims to be doing all these different things, but it's to remove you of all individuality, which is more or less what G is doing. I genuinely think that his connection to Q is a servant who was, I guess, modeling himself after G, but due to him being, let's say, ruined, he can't do that. So he's never going to be G. He can only be like a rusty version of him. There's also the theory, of course, out there that they...
Feel the earth and look to the stars.
Yeah. There's also the theory that Q is just G, but brutally beaten because, well... Yeah. But my thing is, I think he's genuinely trying to bring about Pangea. And all that's gonna do is cause a worldwide catastrophe. So with that in mind, I think Bison knew that was going to happen. Yeah, you defeat the most evil person that you know, but there are greater evils out there. Much greater evils. The kinds of evils who don't believe are evil, and genuinely think they're doing it for like a just cause or it's a big greater good, whatever the fuck.
Power to the earth.
Because otherwise, look at that. Stuff like that. See, Bison at least has, well, Psycho Power. Which, yeah, Psycho Power is evil. And like the dark side of the Force from Star Wars, it's the dark embodiment of Soul Power. So, knowing that and other factors, yeah. I have a lot of issues with that, so. So knowing that, and yeah. I think Bison knew, and that's why when you beat him, he's laughing because, well, of course he is. It's like, yeah, you've beaten me, but...
I missed it.
But you didn't win. You can win the battle, but you can't necessarily win the war. That's basically what I'm getting at. I keep accidentally doing this. Fuck.
It's over. Feel the power.
Feel the power!
A wave is coming.
So yeah, knowing that, and well, I genuinely think, unfortunately, a lot of people are going to buy into G's speeches and whatnot. And that's bad, because it comes off very cultic. And when it's cultic, well, that's worse. Because you don't believe you're doing anything that's evil, and that's unfortunate. You know what I mean? So that's my big thing about it.
No power to the earth. Light it up. I have the power of light. It's over. Let's...
He's going to bring about the destruction of the entire world through unification. We are one. I am you. You are me. We are all one on this beautiful earth. Therefore, when we all die together, at least we're fighting together, despite the fact we're all going to be destroyed. That's bad. So, that's my thing.
Power to the earth. Light it up.
I'm going to turn that off. Because what I want to do... Because I love it. I do. But it's just, goddamn. I want to keep on the talk, so... That's my big issue with that. Like, not an issue like it's bad, it's just, I just genuinely think that's how dangerous people like G and Gil are.
It's Super Tuesday.
I mean, think about it. The guy's name is G, and he keeps talking about Gaia, and who else has a being like that, where Gaia is the main focus? And not to mention that he does this.
Feel the power.
The only other people that do this
Feel the power.
are characters from like Fatal Fury and King of Fighters and shit like that, and they are fucking Orochi. So effectively speaking, G is this guy's, well, Orochi. He's the will of the planet. Manifested into a being that can walk and talk and everything like that, so yeah.
Power to the earth. Light it up.
I'm gonna move this.
It's over. Let's...
Knowing that fact, yeah, don't trust G. Don't trust G, don't trust Gil. You much rather trust Weiss than Urian because at least they're honest with their evil. Which is unfortunate because you know not to trust them, but at least you know what you're getting. That's the unfortunate thing. I don't know. I just think that's something about characters like G and others that a lot of people like, sure. But a lot of people liking them is unfortunate because that kind of just proves the point, doesn't it?
Power to the earth. Light it up. I have the power of light. It's over.
Secondly, my thing with Street Fighter V story mode, I've already seen it. Like, I've already watched the cutscenes a long time ago. I never got to play it, unfortunately, because I didn't have the means to do so. So when I finally got the means to do so, then I got my own opinion through not just watching it, because I know it's cinematic and whatnot. But my thing with cinematics, with a lot of fighting games and shit like that, that's been happening now with video games, it has to be handled in a particular way. So here's my thing. The cinematics actually work for Street Fighter, because the thing about cinematics, it has to work with the fucking story and all these different things.
Power to the earth. Light it up.
And I genuinely think it works for Street Fighter. And the reason why I think that is because Street Fighter's always been kind of anime-like. Like, that's a given. Some people didn't like it, and that's fine. But I personally like that. Like, my thing about Street Fighter is that it's grounded, but it's still anime-like. It's got comparisons to Dragon Ball, but it's not Dragon Ball. Ryu is obviously Goku-inspired, but he's not. I personally think Ryu is more inspirational and everything like that. He's more wise, more interesting, etc., etc., etc. So anyway, my personal thing, yeah, there's obvious issues, but do I have an issue with them? Not as much as you think.
Power to the earth. Light it up.
Like, yeah, I would like to see more stuff between Guile and Charlie Nash, but here's my thing. After doing Nash's story and actually learning about him, truth be told, I played a lot of games, read a lot of stories. I've also done a lot of different things that involve, like, different characters, like, you know, writing stuff for characters. And when you write characters, for instance, like if I were to give you a snippet of how I write G, you'll see what I'm talking about. So my thing is this. Nash is dead. Would it be great to have more like lovely moments between Guile and Nash? Sure, but the problem is that Nash is long dead. And I like to compare him to the Winter Soldier. Like the difference between Winter Soldier and Nash is that, well,
Now stand up.
Based on what I understand of him, Winter Soldier can at least have some kind of semblance of individuality, whereas Nash cannot. I mean, Nash was both betrayed by his own military and everything that was apparently working for Bison, and that same group killed him. They shot him down, and Bison impaled the guy and sent him down on a ravine or a waterfall. Either one of the two. Regardless, he was supposed to be dead. Like, that's unfortunate.
Now
Like, that's the unfortunate thing about his life.
what is it that we fight for? The answer is quite easy to explain.
So yeah, knowing that,
It's undoubtedly something very clear. Our great planet Earth is unique throughout the universe because we are together as
how I
one.
put this?
The power of all the people on this planet makes us one. When the people come together, there is no
That's
one
just it.
on
He's
Earth
dead.
who can
He's dead.
stop
He
us.
can't be himself.
Power to the people.
He's never going to be himself again. It's unfortunate, but if that's the case.
Power to the Earth. Light it up. I have the power of God. It's over.
Bison killed him. That's how dangerous Bison is. And what's a great example of what I'm talking about is that the dolls. The dolls are a great example of Bison evil.
Pardon me. Please now.
See, I like to use the examples from the comics and everything like that because they help to give context. Because from my understanding, the Street Fighter comics are canon, but they're not at the same time. To help understand what I mean, the comics are canon in the same sense that a lot of endings in fighting games are canon. Like, they're canon, not entirely, but enough to say, this happened, but in a different context. So, like, for instance, Yuri's ending during Street Fighter 4, that happened. And Bison's ending during Street Fighter 4, yeah, that happened. Just the context is they fought it, that's just not how it was framed out. So knowing that, dolls like Junie, who was a girl who had a mom, she had a boyfriend, she had friends, they were taken away. Well, she was taken away and all these different things. And that unfortunate comment where she is forced to, order, I should say, to kill her own mother. Bang! That's all it took. So if more and more dolls are like essentially like that, that really showcases how evil Bison is. What makes it interesting to me is that it's not just simple brainwashing. I think it's just he's effectively killing all who they are as people. He's destroying all who they are. It's a special kind of slavery. That is evil. But it makes sense why Chun-Li and others despise him so much because he's that evil. You apply that to Nash and it makes extra sense. He's not himself anymore. He can never be himself. The dolls will never have or be who they once were because those cells they used to be are long dead. Like, sure, they're alive physically, but mentally, spiritually, and everything else, they're dead. I know there's gonna be people talking about how the dolls deserve a happier ending, but what happy ending can they possibly have? To basically quote Liquid Snake from Metal Gear Solid, they have no past, no future, and if they have a name, it won't be truly theirs. That's the unfortunate thing of being a doll. That's the unfortunate thing of being a clone. You're never going to have individuality.
A wave is coming.
You know, so that's my thing. It's dark and I love it.
To the Earth. Light it up.
And knowing that, I genuinely think that's more or less what G is doing. It's just in his own unique way that's connected to her. If everybody unites together as one entity, more or less, like a hive mind, then the Earth can be saved. Because if everyone has unique ideas, then yeah, the world's gonna be more or less destroyed. That's basically how I see G seeing things. He sees Earth in a different light that other people do not see. Which is unfortunate because, well, he's still wrong. If it wasn't for unique ideas, well, the world wouldn't flourish.
Light it up. I have the power of God. It's over.
It's unfortunate because I genuinely think that'll be a more interesting story for why Bison was laughing because think about it, if a villain laughs after you beat them, you didn't win. Sure, you may have physically beat Bison, but you would never destroy Bison as existence. That's why his return to Street Fighter 6 never bothered me, because I knew what happened. Sure, I missed him, but that's the thing. It's Bison. He's bound to come back. Bison always comes back.
Power to the earth! Light it up.
And speaking of Bison, once again, I genuinely believe he does not eat Shadow Lord. And it's kind of funny knowing the fact that in Street Fighter 6 it's revealed that he doesn't eat Shadow. It's just a means to an end at the end of the day. Like, sure, they make things easier, but if Bison really wanted to rule the world as himself, he could have done that. It's just being a dictator just adds an extra bit of fun. That makes him more of an interesting entity because he is just like that. He's that evil. He pretends to be human to fuck with other humans to appease his own ambitions. Just how evil is that? Like, that's amazing. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about. And one more for the road.
Light it up. I have the power of light. It's over.